you were giving us a scenario of how you can use content. We're talking about the what if question.
Yeah, I
Okay,
said
so
if you know how to explore the what ifs, you will never exhaust your reservoir of creativity. So, because what ifs gives you, like I said earlier, someone said start again. Okay, I'll just do a recap. So I said every day in your day-to-day life, nature is setting you up for premium content. Every day, just within your daily activities, nature is setting you up. Conversations are setting you up. Interactions are setting you up. Happenings are setting you up. So it's now your ability to recognize these events and put them together that now defines how your content will be.
So let's say for a young coming content creator who is aspiring to be as big as you are in the industry, what are some of the do's and don'ts? Will you say, okay, you know what, don't do this when you're creating your content, or you should do this when you're creating your content? What are some of the do's and don'ts we tell him to focus or stay away when he's creating his content?
As far as content is concerned.
Also, before you answer that, I want to just ask another question so that you can just tie that together. So I want you to tell us any content you have ever created that got you into trouble.
I think there was a time we used a uniformed man in our content, and then they accosted those boys. They gave them orderly room trials. They were out of job. So wow. I think we're the one paying their salary till they reinstated them by. So it was so funny. Then which one again? There was this controversial figure that I did, and what do they call it? I just did, what do they call this thing? Oh, I've forgotten. I just did an effect of what the person used to do, but it got on the person's wrong side. But then we'll settle it, we'll sort it. So basically, see, like I tell people, this is it. What you define, I always tell people to avoid rules. There are no rules in this thing.
Okay.
I was telling someone last week that some people use vices, the same vices that we don't like, the same vices that our religious faith doesn't permit, the same vices that our moral standing is against. Some people use these vices as content and they are cashing out. Let me be practical here. The core of Naira Marley's relevance is the fact that he's making popular the things people hypocritically cannot say in public. He's giving a voice to the kind of things people do in secret, but he is owning them in public.
Sure.
So in other words, people that are engaged in different kind of vices, they are seeing him as their face. Finally, they have a face. They've seen a face in religion, they've seen a face in music. Now, people that are doing the things he's doing behind cover, that couldn't own up, they now saw someone owning it. How much more you that you want to coordinate and create content? So there are no rules in this. It's a function of the personality you've defined for yourself.
So someone is asking, he said, okay, I'm a content creator and I'm just coming up, but how do I monetize content? How do I monetize my content? How do I make money out of this content? Seeing that there's social media, there are events, there are other things, but how will you advise me as a young person starting in this career of a content creator? How will I make money from this? How can I make money from being a content creator?
Be the voice, be your own voice, be your own stage, be your own platform. I was doing a branding analytical session with some guys, and I told them that none of the boys that are balling now in the music space, hear this very well, statistically, none of the boys that are balling right now has done half of what Olamide did.
What? Who?
Olamide Bado.
Okay.
Olamide.
Okay.
In terms of songs, in terms of number of songs, number of tracks. But do you know the difference? The technology that was available to Olamide when he was in the bloom of his career was not the same technology Fireboy is utilizing. The streaming options were not there then. Spotify was not there then. You have to go to studio. Now these boys record from their dining table. They record into the voice note of their iPhones. So what am I trying to say in essence? Monetization comes to you when, number one, you find a platform. So you are at the mercy of that platform, like YouTube. So you get some views, they pay you. You do anyhow, they give you strike. You violate copyright, they strike you down. So that means you are earning on a platform. Then the most important one, that one, it takes long before some of us are just entering that level. It takes years when you are the platform. So you are just the platform. Your whole self is the platform. When they see you, you are the platform they want to pay. That one, you get to that level by virtue of years, experience, and consistent statement of excellence.
Okay, good. Okay, so what tips will you give for an individual who wants to collaborate with other content creators to leverage their brand for exposure? I don't know if you get that. Should I come again?
I get the question. Keep doing you. Keep doing you. Don't seek them out. They will seek you out. Do you know why they call this thing showbiz? This is why they call it showbiz. You will show yourself. People will now call you. Not that you've not shown yourself. You are not looking for somebody that will come and collaborate with you. You have to keep showing yourself. Keep showing yourself. Don't stop jumping from DMs to DMs. Let me tell you something. Nobody has the capacity to deny excellence. Nobody has the capacity to ignore excellence. Nobody.
True. Value point.
At the arena of excellence, sentiment will bow. So you keep doing it. You keep doing it, and one day you will just see it will happen. It's not the first content, it's not the second, it's not the third, it's not the fourth, it's not the fifth, it's not the sixth, it's not the seventh.
So first, for that kind of person, what advice will you give to that kind of person? That's one. Two, what tools do someone need to actually start their career in content creation? What tools do they need? Is it that you must have a camera, you must have this? Like, how do I start my career in content creation? What are the things I need to start my career in content creation?
Something, a phone. Something as simple as a phone, a mobile phone that has something as simple as a phone, a mobile phone that has an average camera. If your content is not video related, if it is writing, something as simple as a phone that has a notepad, or something as simple as a tool. My last book, I did not write that book deliberately. It was a compilation of, I just picked my top 30 tweets that were a hit last year. Those were the tweets that had at least 500 retweets. Some of them had 3,000 retweets. So I compiled them together and I made it into a book and I gave it as a gift on my birthday. So I did not sit down and said I wanted to write a book to commemorate my birthday. It was what I had done that I had inputted into my routine that I put together that became a content. So you don't need any sophistication to do anything. All you need to do is the willfulness and the audacity to start and the audacity to continue. This is the most important part to hear this very well. The audacity to continue even when people are not giving you accolades.
You have been in this industry for like 7 years to 10 years now, and you've
seen 12 years.
12 years now, and you've seen people rise, you've seen people that were hits, like they were everywhere, and all of a sudden they were nowhere. And my question is this: now you are a big brand now, but you were not always a big brand. But now you're a big brand, a brand that everybody has come to celebrate. A brand everybody has come to know and recognize. My question to you is this: if you were to start your journey all over again, if you were to go back from the beginning to start, what are some of the things you would have done, and what are some of the things you would have avoided?
If I had to go back, I wouldn't. The early days of my career, I was asking for people's permission, and it makes your journey slower. You need to have the audacity to go for it, the audacity to own the success, and also the audacity to own your failure. If you fail, you own it. If you succeed, you own it. Stop asking for people's permission.
About this concept of mentorship, I want you to say something about it.
The
importance of mentorship. How
mentorship,
relevant it is.
mentorship is very important, very, very important. And I always tell people, it doesn't have to be the conventional way of mentorship, where you go and meet someone, you meet 80% of the people that have mentored me, they did not know. Bishop Oyedepo mentored me for years, he did not know. I was daily soaking his book, so I entered him so much, I started talking like him. Pastor Sam Adeyemi mentored me so much years before we now met. So we are in an age where you don't even have an excuse to say you don't have a mentor. Does the person have an Instagram page? Does he post? Does he tweet? Does he do webinar? Does he have books? If you don't have anybody, if you don't have anybody to mentor you in this age, that means you are a lazy person. It's no longer access again. Internet has broken the veil. You can even stalk. That's what I do most times. Some people I can't access, I begin to stalk them so that when we now finally see, they'll meet me in the position of capacity. Like, you see, that thing always. I remember the first time I met Pastor Sam Adeyemi, the first thing he told me was, I've heard about you, and he patted my back. You don't know what that thing means. When someone you've idolized said, I've heard about you. So, he shared me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, mentorship is something you cannot overrule, but watch out for the method that works for you. It's not everybody that this style of mentorship works for. I go and serve this person. Watch out for the method that works for you. I have a friend, his name is Wole Arole. He doesn't like reading books. But what he knows, people that read books don't know. Let me tell you his secret. He knows I like reading books. So what he does is he asks me questions a lot. So whatever I say, he will now go back, he will rearrange it, then he will now subject it to his own critical and brilliant mind, and he will now have a thought of his own. So for someone that does not like reading, what he knows is bigger than people that read. So are you getting my point now? So know your style, know what works for you, and follow it.
Thank you much, sir. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation. I enjoyed myself. I learned a lot from this conversation. I must say,
I only just came in. What leader? Thank you, everyone.
We have Arole in the building. Wow, thank you so much for joining the conversation. You just see how coincidentally you were just mentioning his name when he came into the conversation.
And he came in. I know. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for the session.
Thank you so much. And we learned a lot, and we are so happy that you did this with us. We hope we're able to host you another time again. And we are so grateful that you're on the invitation. So let's allow you to go and rest now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sam Speaks, Mr. Sam Speaks, I celebrate you and I honor you. You know that for sure. And anytime I'm always with you. I believe Mr. Olatunde Samson, what you do is what I reckon with, because whoever prioritizes process is someone I always respect such people, because when their success story finally comes to glare, is what people can pick leverage from. So Mr. Olatunde Samson, I celebrate you, and I
thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining this conversation. It has been an awesome conversation.